Last week, a customer walked into my shop ready to drop $42,000 on a new SUV. I told him to put his wallet away because I was about to save him 17 grand and get him a vehicle that'll outlast that brand new one sitting on the dealer lot. And the fifth SUV on this list? It's the one I bought for my own daughter. Stick around for that one. After 20 years turning wrenches, I've seen thousands of SUVs roll through my bay. Some come in once a year for an oil change. Others? They're in here every month bleeding their owners dry. Today I'm giving you the 5 SUVs under $25,000 that mechanics actually respect. These are the ones that hit 200,000 miles without major drama. I'm talking real shop data, not some sponsored list from a car company. I'll tell you exactly which model years to hunt for, which ones to run from, and the specific repairs that'll cost you if you ignore my advice. Let's get into it. We're starting with the SUV that costs the least to maintain out of everything on this list, and it's not a Toyota. The Mazda CX-5 ranks number 1 out of 26 midsize SUVs on RepairPal. Number 1. Annual maintenance? $331. That's almost $200 less than a RAV4. Here's what I love about this thing from a mechanic's perspective. The Skyactiv engine has nothing to do with that Hyundai-Kia engine disaster everyone's heard about. It's a completely different animal. Speaking of that Hyundai-Kia situation, I've got one on this list, but only specific years. Miss the right years and you're looking at engine fires. I'll get to that. Had a customer last month with a 2019 CX-5. 92,000 miles. Came in for an oil change and brake pads. That's it. Know what his total repair history was? Tires and a cabin air filter. 4 years of ownership, under $600 in repairs outside of maintenance. Target the 2017 through 2021 models. 2020 is the sweet spot. J.D. Power rated it 3 points higher than any other year. You'll find a 2021 with 40,000 miles for around $18,500. Stay away from 2014 and 2016. The 2016 has 5 recalls and I've seen head gaskets blow around 120,000 miles. We're talking $6,300 to fix. Sometimes the whole engine needs replacing. 2013 had oil consumption issues starting around 60,000. First model year problems. Number 4 is a vehicle that salvage yards are almost never seen for mechanical failures. When these things show up wrecked, they get hit, the engine doesn't quit. RepairPal gives the CR-V a 4.5 out of 5. Annual maintenance runs $407, lowest of any vehicle on this list except the CX-5. The probability of a major repair in 5 years? 22%. But here's the thing nobody talks about. There are 2 CR versus. The one you should buy, and the one that'll destroy itself in cold weather. I'll explain exactly which is which. The 2017 and 2018 CR-V have a 1.5-liter turbo engine with a serious oil dilution problem. Gasoline seeps past the piston rings and mixes with your engine oil. If you live somewhere cold and take short trips, this thing will wreck itself. Signs to watch for. Your dipstick smells like gas, oil level rises above the max line, white smoke from the exhaust. The 2016 CR-V is the sweet spot. Last year of the bulletproof 2.4-liter naturally aspirated engine. They fixed the vibration issues from 2015, and there's no turbo to worry about. Find one with 56,000 miles for around 19 grand. If you want newer, the 2020 through 2022 models had the oil dilution addressed with software updates. Check the service records, make sure that update was done. I had a woman bring in a 2018 CR-V last winter. I bought it used, didn't know about the issue. Oil smelled like a gas station. She was 3 months from engine failure. Honda extended the warranty to 6 years of unlimited miles on affected parts, so we got it covered, but she was lucky she caught it. The 2017 to 2018 in cold climates. Period. The 2011 earned what we call avoid like the plague status, unwanted acceleration issues averaging 5 grand to fix. And 2002? AC compressor failures that could run $3,500 at the dealer. Now, here's where things get interesting. Alright, number 3 is the gold standard. If you want to know what vehicle mechanics recommend more than any other, this is it. The RAV4 sits in the top 3 compact SUVs on every reliability list that matters. Annual maintenance, $429. Probability of major repair in 5 years? 17%. That's 8% better than average. But here's the number that matters most. 34% of RAV4s make it past 200,000 miles. That's double the industry average. Now the fifth generation that everyone's buying right now had some issues in its first year. I'll tell you exactly which model year to grab in a second. The 2018 RAV4 is widely considered the single best year to buy. J.D. Power rates it 88 out of 100 for reliability. Only 33 complaints on carcomplaints.com. It's the final year of the fourth generation, all the kinks worked out. For budget buyers, the 2010 through 2012 models with the available V6, that's 269 horsepower, those things routinely hit 250,000 miles. Find one for 12 to 15 grand. This is critical. The 2006 through 2008 RAV4 with the 2.4-liter four-cylinder has a piston ring design flaw. These things eat oil like it's going out of style. The 2007 alone has 999 NHTSA complaints. Engine repairs run $4,000 to $6,000. I've seen customers shell out more than the car was worth. 2019 was the first year of the fifth generation. Transmission calibration issues causing lurching and hesitation. Toyota fixed it by 2020. Customer came in 2 weeks ago with a 2012 RAV4 V6. 218,000 miles. Original transmission, original engine. Came in for a water pump, $500 at my shop. The dealer quoted him $850. That's the only major repair in 11 years of ownership. A 2018 XLE EWD with 80 to 100,000 miles runs 16 to 19 grand. A 2020 to 2021 with 60 to 90,000 runs 19 to 24. Both are excellent values. On to the next model. Number 2 is for those of you who need 3 rows. And let me tell you, the competition in this segment is scary and bad. But this one? Mechanics routinely see these hit 300,000 miles. The Highlander ranks 7th out of 26 midsize SUVs on RepairPal. Annual maintenance, $489. That's $84 below the segment average. The V6 engines in these things are particularly bulletproof. But there's 1 year of the Highlander that's one of the worst SUVs ever made. 13 recalls. Airbag fires. Engine that eats itself. I'll tell you which one so you never touch it. The 2017 through 2019 Highlander is Consumer Reports' recommended trio. Most refined third generation, Toyota Safety Sense standard. The 2018 hybrid has 0 recalls on record. 0. For budget buyers hunting under 20 grand, look at the 2012 to 2013 models. Proven second generation reliability, facelift styling, find them for 15 to 18 grand with reasonable miles. The 2008 Highlander is a disaster. 13 recalls. 474 NHTSA complaints. We're talking about airbag fires, seat heater fires, exhaust tips falling off, brake problems, and excessive oil consumption. I don't care how cheap you find one, walk away. The 2003 has stripped engine bolts causing head gasket failures around 130,000. Repairs average 3,200. The 2014 to 2015 first years of the third generation inherited some bolt issues and have sunroof drains that leak, causing mold and airbag damage. A 2017 to 2018 XLE with 100 to 120,000 miles runs 18 to 23 grand. The 2019 to 2020 with 80 to 130,000 pushes the 25K ceiling but offers the latest third-gen refinements. Number 1, and this might surprise you, is Korean. But before you click away, hear me out. This is the SUV I bought for my own daughter last year. And I'll tell you exactly why. The Kia Sportage gives you about $5,000 in savings versus comparable Toyota and Honda models, plus a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That warranty alone is worth thousands in peace of mind. RepairPal gives it a 4 out of 5. Annual maintenance, $462. And J.D. Power rates the 2019 through 2021 models at 88 out of 100. Now here's what you must know. Hyundai and Kia had a massive engine scandal, the Theta 2 engine. Manufacturing defects left metal debris in oil channels, causing engine seizures and fires. This resulted in over $2 billion in fines and millions of recalls. Certain model years are dangerous. Others are completely fine. This is life or death information. The 2019 through 2021 Sportage is excellent. J.D. Power 88 out of 100. Consumer Reports 5 out of 5 predicted reliability. These came after the engine fixes were implemented. The 2022 to 2023 fifth generation won multiple awards and sits on an entirely new platform. Find a 2021 with 50,000 miles for around 17 grand. The 2011 through 2013 Sportage, do not buy. These are Theta 2 engine class action years. 2012 is the worst, 327 complaints, 4 recalls, 2 investigations, engine fires. Before you buy any Sportage, verify the KSDS software update was installed. That's the knock sensor detection system. It monitors for engine failure and extends the warranty to 15 years, 150,000 miles. If it wasn't installed, walk away. I got my daughter a 2020 Sportage EX with 38,000 miles. Paid $16,500. That's an SUV with modern safety features, EWD, heated seats, and a 10-year warranty for less than a base model. She'll drive it through college and beyond. In 18 months of ownership, 1 oil change, 1 tire rotation. 0 problems. So there it is. 5 SUVs under 25 grand that'll actually last. Mazda CX-5 for the lowest maintenance costs. Honda CR-V for the 2016 or 2020 plus sweet spots. Toyota RAV4, the 2018 is the gold standard. Toyota Highlander if you need 3 rows, target 2017 to 2019. And the Kia Sportage 2019 Plus for maximum value with warranty protection. Whatever you buy, budget $400 to $500 a year for maintenance. Get a pre-purchase inspection, any mechanic worth their salt charges about $100 and it can save you thousands. And check those software recalls, especially on the CR-V and Kia. If this saved you from making a $25,000 mistake, hit subscribe. I drop videos every week showing you how to avoid getting ripped off by dealers and shops. Next week I'm covering the 5 SUVs you should never buy, the ones that keep my lights on because they're here every month. Stay safe out there.